Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Roughnecks Rundown.
What up?
It's your boy Jay back in the studio.
Yeah.
Got Garrett, got Noah with me.
What's up?
What up?
Can we get that famous producer Josh yell?
Dude.
You heard
Perfect.
him. You heard him.
Yeah.
And Houston, still undefeated.
Wow.
Still undefeated.
They don't know how to lose.
No.
The Roughnecks don't, anyway.
Yeah, no, they're still
Well,
undefeated. They've never lost. The Houston Roughnecks have never lost a game in the history of the XFL.
That's crazy.
7-0. It was a big week this week. You had the in-state rivalry. The fight for I-45 is what I've
Silver
been
boot.
calling it. I don't know if...
The fight for I-45.
I thought that was a pretty good
That
name
is
for a
good. You
rivalry,
made that up?
in my
That's
opinion.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
really
that's
cool.
good.
So I'm trademarking that. That's a... I guess I should say J-Mark.
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 Yeah, we'll go ahead and J-mark that one. So if the XFL decides to use it, fight for
Yeah, we have this
I-45 was used here on Roughnecks Rundown first.
On camera.
Mark
This
it,
is-
dude. Mark
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Market 8, dude.
Yeah, so we get into it. I mean, first of all, the atmosphere was even better than last week.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Me and Noah didn't get to make it to the game this time, but you were there. You came ready.
I was ready. As somebody who was from the Dallas area originally, grew up in DFW.
All right.
Shout out Rockwall Heath High School.
Shout out.
Shouts.
What's the mascot? What was the mascot?
Hawks. Heath Hawks.
Ooh, go Hawks.
Heath Hawks.
And they did this.
Yeah.
Heath Hawks. That's
Heath
sick.
Hawks.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I've grown to love Houston. I love being
Yeah.
down here now, and
course.
I'm Roughnecks through and through
Come
at this
on.
stage.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was great to see some opposing fans in the stands.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In all honesty.
Yeah.
And at the tailgates, again, pretty good little tailgate scene out there
Yeah.
down in the third
love
ward, I
that.
guess.
Yeah,
I love
Is
that.
where U of H is.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they had the fans getting ready for the action at TDECU Stadium. There were some the Arlington Renegades fans had these giant cowboy hats on.
Oh, that's sick.
And then of course you have all the Roughnecks guys with their coveralls.
Yeah,
and
right.
their-
They're about to
so it's
go-
funny seeing the contrast, right? Like we got Texas's two industries
Yeah,
together.
exactly.
Beef and oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all we do here. We just work and watch football.
Pretty awesome that you saw some opposing fans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
and
making the drive.
I think that was really exciting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll get a little bit of that too when San Antonio comes to town. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
like you said, I mean, with Orlando, I get it. It's a little bit far.
Of course,
And, I
yeah,
mean,
no,
families
yeah.
of the players are probably there.
Yeah,
but
of course.
this was actual
Yeah.
family or actual fans just
Yeah,
making the trip to
making
see the
the
game.
drive.
Which also, it really says a lot about what the XFL's done and really kind of like grabbing people because it's not a short drive. You know what I mean? Like it's not a, it's a
It's a few hours, man.
It's a 4-hour, drive.
And I have made that drive several times.
Yes.
And there's not a lot to see on I-45.
No, not at all.
You got the giant Sam Houston statue, and that's
Which
about
I
it.
hate.
I personally
It's
hate
terrifying.
It. It's like at night. It's just
Ooh,
it pops up and it's
yeah.
just there. and-
Plus, like that stretch in Huntsville is kind of like
Yeah.
always under construction.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
the
like it's
worst.
just
Have you ever been through it when it's raining and it's like people are
Oh,
like
yeah.
flying by you and you're like, oh,
yeah.
my God.
yeah, and it was like
Yeah.
after a long drive 2 hours.
dude.
A little bit of a beehole clincher in that.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Horrible.
It's the worst. And also,
Shout out Huntsville, but all getting there and getting through it fucking
Yeah.
I don't think that we need to shout out.
Shout out
sucks.
go
No
wild.
offense.
What's
No
their
offense to anybody from
Bearcats,
Huntsville. Yeah,
dude.
Bearcats, cool.
Sam
yeah.
Houston State, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, that drive, like I said, it's not easy. You got to go past a scary sign and you got to go through Huntsville, which sucks. So
Shout
it's
out!
cool.
So shout out to the Renegades.
It's cool
fans
that
for doing
they came
Yeah.
through. I mean, even though we're not on the same team, we're not on the same sides. We don't really want you around, but it's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, but we're all under the ownership of Dwayne Johnson
We
in
sure
the
are.
XFL.
Yeah, we're
Exactly.
all under
Brings us
the
together.
Rock umbrella.
Yeah.
and we see each other as family, even though we're as enemies.
enemies,
Keep your enemies close, man.
Frenemies.
Come
Yeah.
come to our side more.
It's a co-opetition, right?
Yeah,
co-op,
exactly.
yeah, man.
It's kind of like in the Fast and Furious franchise when John Cena was Vin Diesel's brother and they had beef.
Yeah.
But it's still like, but then they're
but
like,
at the
well, you're
but
my
we're
brother.
like, but we're
Yeah.
still cool.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't know that I've seen all the Fast and Furious.
you don't have to. No one should.
I know it's about family.
It's super
That's what
about
matters.
family.
Yeah.
But yeah, like sticking with that, like traveling fans, the attendance for the game, 11,765,
That's a lot of people.
which
man.
is, I mean,
amount.
pretty good turnout.
It's a good amount.
You get into the five figures. I mean, that's
Yeah, that's good
You know?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I couldn't tell on TV how many people were there.
It looked like pregame as well. Like there was
Yeah.
some empty spots in the stands.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, and I think
disappointed.
people got a little late on the
Yeah.
tailgating.
Well,
as,
exactly, they're
as
on
you
the-
do. It's a
course.
college campus,
Happens.
right?
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
already
So,
good
sticking with the
tailgating scene.
tradition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I do think that maybe if the game was on Saturday as well, It would have helped out a little bit because it's an evening game on a Sunday night.
Yeah, I got work.
Can be a little bit iffy, but still a great turnout, and the fans were actively engaged. I mean,
it sounded like it. It sounded like the cheering was loud.
Honestly, like, I don't know if we see it in like NFL. Maybe you don't need it as much, but having the in-game hosts there, to get people fired up. For those of y'all that don't know, Raheel and Kennedy getting the crowd after it.
Shout out Kennedy,
and Raheel, our guy. But it's amazing to see how engaged they keep the crowd throughout the game, and let's go ahead and dive into the game.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. The first thing I got to say about the game is, man, Wade Phillips coaching up that defense.
He is, man.
Coached the heck out of that defense, man. They showed out.
5 sacks.
I think they may be the best defense in the XFL.
Have to be, man.
Yeah.
They're constantly.
They're definitely the best at rushing the passer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's just those Wade Phillips blitz packages they just bring in.
As a defensive lineman, I mean, I'm a big fan of seeing them get after the quarterback.
Of course.
I mean, last week it was our guy Trent Harris with the sacks, and he had half a sack this game. There was one drive in the first quarter where Plitt, the quarterback for Arlington, was sacked 3 times in a row in the drive.
Yeah,
the first, second, and third. I mean,
I think I remember that, and I mean, at that point, I was like, all right, so they are getting after the quarterback. They are doing the damn thing.
But even before they got those sacks, first pass of the game for
Interception.
Interception.
He threw the Renegades quarterback. Respectfully, don't know his name.
It's Drew Plitt.
Drew Plitt.
Drew Plitt, man, hell yeah! Shout out Drew Plitt. You threw a duck on their first throw of the game, and Ajeen Harris, I believe.
It happens.
He picked it off. He picked it off first play of the game.
Yeah.
So that started to set the tone.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the crowd is immediately super excited.
Yeah, of course.
You hear the home crowd react to it. The only negative of that is they were only able to get a field goal from it. You would have liked to have capitalized a little bit.
Good field
more.
position.
And, great field position, and but I mean, it's fine if you get back out there, and I mean, they did, and it's exactly what they did. They go up 11-0 in the first, maybe 6 minutes in the game. Yeah.
So basically, the drive that I was talking about with the 3 sacks was next.
Yeah.
Arlington punts it away, and a great return by Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
Down to the 5.
Huge, absolutely.
Huge. And
making guys miss and stuff. Good special teams.
Yeah. And Houston Roughnecks legend Nick Hawley was the recipient of the first touchdown catch of the game,
which
from Brandon Silvers.
One thing I did not know about the XFL, and I learned, is that it's college rules with getting your feet in.
Yeah,
like 1 foot. I didn't know that. Immediately when I saw it, I went, "Oh, he's out."
So were they explaining that on the broadcast?
They were.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Okay, I did not know that either.
Yeah, they said. Look, because to me immediately I was like, he was out of bounds.
I was up in the press box and I was like, oh, he only got 1 foot down.
Yeah,
and so we were kind of like, why didn't they review that?
Yeah, no, that's what they said. It's college football, 1 foot in rule.
I kind of like that rule.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I like that.
There's a lot of spectacular catches in college that are 1 foot. Why not do it in the XFL?
Makes it fun.
Why not in the XFL?
And you still have to have a certain amount of body control to be able to make that 1-footed catch.
Absolutely.
So it makes sense.
And it's also nice seeing Nick Hawley be able to get a touchdown off of it too, because Nick's a really. I was so happy that he's back on this team because in 2020 I was a big fan of him, and obviously it was fun to watch everyone on that team. But when I saw that he was back on the roster, I was really happy about that.
Yeah, and then the Roughnecks did finally convert a PAT, which was nice to see. 2-point conversion of Brandon Silvers.
It was that tip, right?
To John Trey Franklin.
Yeah, the John Trey Franklin tip, which was just so. I mean,
or Kirkland, sorry.
Yeah, and it was a crazy play, but I mean, I immediately thought there was another one we weren't getting, but they made it happen. Happen.
Yeah, so great start. Go up 11-0 quickly.
At that point, they were up 11-0.
Yeah, 11-0.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
it's kind of weird seeing these scores, right?
Yeah.
Like you're looking like 7-14, like a 10. Because you'll see those, but seeing 11 on the board, it doesn't.
Because right after that, Dallas immediately answered. If I'm not mistaken.
So first we had the defense buckled down again, held them to a punt.
Yeah,
and then Isaiah Likely's troubles kind of
bad day, and that's fine. It's going to happen, especially it's early in the season, but it's something to keep an eye on that they're going to.
So that was the first fumble, which Dallas was able, or Arlington was able to take advantage of.
Yeah,
and we're able to capitalize, go down the field and score.
Yeah,
we had it was Drew Plitt to Sal Cannella. Sal Cannella, former Auburn tight end.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to his brother, Cos.
Where did Plitt play?
Friend of the show, in a way.
Where did Plitt play?
I do not know where Plitt played. We can look that up. Plitt played. Say that.
Plitt played.
Plitt
I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, shout out to the modern wonder of the internet. We give a lot of shout outs on this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I don't know
y'all
why people
noticed.
talk shit about this. Dude, this is awesome. I can just be like, Drew Plitt, where did he go? And it just boom, right there.
It's like, young Jamie, pull it up.
Yeah, exactly. And I just can't imagine it being 2001.
You want to hear where he went to college? Ball State.
In, I believe, Muncie, Indiana.
Muncie?
I don't know.
You are
Is
correct
that right?
on that.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Ball State.
Home of David Letterman. David Letterman
really?
is a Ball State alum.
Oh, really?
How do you know that?
Pretty sure.
How do you know that?
Hey, I mean, what can I say? A lot of encyclopedic knowledge in my brain. None of it that's on trivia shows.
Yeah.
Absolutely useless.
Yeah, I don't
if y'all
think. Where'd David Letterman go to college? Like, no one. They're never gonna ask it on Jeopardy. I don't think.
No. That's what, like, I mean.
Now you know that Drew Plitt went there.
I wish the concussions would have got rid of some of that useless information and not the stuff that actually mattered. Shout out to football. Again,
out to football.
why not?
Hey, that's why we do it, man.
One thing I did want to mention is, because we've kind of been talking, there was some of the officiating was interesting in this game. There was some calls, and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but there was a horse collar against Brandon Silvers, if you remember that. And one thing I like, and I know we agree on this, is seeing Dean up in the booth and hearing him. Well, you're not seeing the broadcast.
So one thing you're missing.
I've seen it in other games.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I love that. Like, it's so cool hearing. It's so transparent because in the other leagues, in any league, you don't hear the guys in there like, or go to New York, or whatever. You don't see him. You don't hear him. Dean's in there. You're hearing exactly what he's saying. He's like, yeah, this is what it is. And then it relays it to the head ref, and then boom.
And I think that transparency, for one, makes the process go a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
It seems like.
I think so as well.
But it also, like, lets fans into the mind. Instead of just having some guy sitting there, you see him actually looking at the screen and seeing what he sees.
Exactly.
And it's
And explaining it.
I'm appreciative of having the rules expert in the booth in NFL games, but the XFL going one step further and actually like
their guy
walking you through the process is just fantastic.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's not Gene's territory being like, well, if it was me, this is what I would do. It's like, no, this is what they do.
I didn't even know that's what he was doing. I was like, oh, they got Dean up in the booth. Hell yeah, cool. And he was just talking. He goes, yeah, it looks like he got he got his foot down, and we're gonna go ahead and call that a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then immediately went touchdown, and I was like, whoa.
It's really cool.
Whoa.
It's a cool thing that XFL does.
So the Arlington Renegades get their first touchdown to kind of get some momentum.
Yeah. They were catching some momentum at this point in the game.
And another kick and another fumble by Likely.
Yeah.
Can't do it twice, man.
Can't do it twice.
No, it's bad.
I mean, I will say though, we always like to give credit to we'd like to take away from the offensive players for fumbling. Of
course.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't give enough credit to the defensive players for forcing fumbles.
Of course.
No, absolutely.
Because on that second fumble, I mean, even watching from the booth, I can't remember who forced the fumble, but you see the arm come chop down right on the ball.
Exactly. It's
Perfect placement. Yeah. And you know what? I think we need to give defensive players more credit for forcing fumbles.
I agree. I totally agree with that. But it's also, as a fan of the Roughnecks, you also want to talk about Likely, and you'd be like, hey, let's clean that up. Let's try to.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I get it, but that's happening. It's going to happen on every punt return.
Well, and like we talked about in the first quarter, right? Yeah. He had a fantastic punt return all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Or I think it was to the 10, and then there was a penalty.
Yeah.
But, like, he's obviously a weapon, but
of
he has to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, which is something that is fixable. You know what I mean? It's coaching, and you could figure that out, and hopefully they can end up doing that.
Yeah, but Arlington takes advantage of it, gets their second touchdown of the night.
Up 14.
They took the lead at that point.
14 to 11 and a half.
Yeah.
And then after halftime, I mean, it was pretty much the Roughnecks show.
Well, before we get into the third quarter, there was a third fumble as the Roughnecks had a chance to score.
Yeah.
I mean, they're driving down the field and get in field goal range, and I mean they're knocking on the door getting a touchdown, and they fumble at like the 3 or 4 yard line.
Yeah. Who was it? Who fumbled it?
One of the receivers.
I don't remember who it was.
Did not write down the name. I wrote down there was a fumble.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I think it was maybe number 80.
Yeah.
I'd have to.
It's okay. We don't have to
like-
call him out, but just don't do it again.
Yeah, don't do that. don't fumble.
Yeah.
So Arlington almost gets another chance to score.
Of course,
Missed a field goal with like 1 second left,
Oh, thank goodness.
which was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, a lot of momentum for the Renegades going into half, and it was a little worrisome as a Roughnecks fan, obviously. But
Get a little scared. I mean,
It was,
for me,
it was also sorry to cut you off. It was Deontay Burnett who fumbled right on the. So that was a killer. Admittedly that was a killer.
big momentum killer.
Yeah.
For me, obviously, halftime is a time for refreshments.
Of course.
Talk about the press box spread this week. Which
Oh
I
yeah,
think
what
was,
they
was
have
a little
going
bit
on?
better than last week. We had
Really?
a little Tex-Mex going on.
Okay.
We got some rice, beans, tortillas. Had chicken and beef. A little bit of queso on top.
Oh,
they also
stop.
had like an infinite amount of churros.
Oh my God.
And that was very dangerous for me.
That.
I managed to
maybe
limit
good on
myself to
that.
only one.
Oh,
But
okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how many did you house?
yeah, I only had one.
How
but
many
it
do you
was,
think you could have housed?
I probably could have gone for about 20.
Yeah.
I think
easy,
so.
easy.
Nice.
Same.
Especially with like the fajitas. I mean, having that savory and sweet combo. Yeah, like
It's
you
good
take
I
a
wasn't
bite,
there.
you get a bite.
I would have eaten it all, honestly. That would have been
But
bad.
I just basically like made a couple tacos. There's some pico on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think pico is actually my favorite salsa.
Pico is
As a
ungodly
topping,
good.
like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to throw in some roja or
Yeah.
some verde, depending on what the
course.
meat is, right?
Absolutely.
A little breakfast taco, like eggs. I like a little green salsa.
Yeah, big green
If I'm
sauce.
if I'm going with like maybe a chicken, I like a little bit of tomato to it. I like the salsa roja.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
God, you're so right about the breakfast tacos and the green sauce. That's the best combo.
Clutch.
It's the best.
So good spread all around.
I think for this week's spread, I'm going to rate it at 8.7.
That's that's
8.7.
high.
Yeah,
What'd you get
so-
last week's?
So 7.5 was last
Yeah.
week's,
7.5. Okay.
which was still good.
Sounds
I mean,
about right.
And again, these are press box ratings. Like this isn't like going out to eat and having like a 5-star meal.
No, exactly. Yeah.
You
no.
gotta know what you're getting into with the
Yeah,
press box.
exactly.
And it's free food, so that's
Yeah.
also a
So
very
shout out to the
important
XFL. Thank y'all for having us.
part. Thank you for actually providing hospitality.
Yeah,
Some-
absolutely.
Some
That's
leagues
really-
don't.
No, they don't. It's very nice of you.
But yeah, after the refreshments, we go into the third quarter.
Yeah. Cedric Bird.
Yeah, Cedric
Touchdown.
Bird gets his touchdown. Long John Silver's, I guess that's his third touchdown
Yeah,
pass
he's
of the day.
third, and he has 4 this season total, and
Yeah.
2 picks. He's tied for the most touchdown passes with the guy. I want to say, I forgot. I don't know what other quarterback it was, but
And maybe
somebody else.
Danucci.
No, Danucci has 3. I know
Okay.
that.
McCarron.
I think it's not McCarron either. It was some. It's not like Jordan Teamu. I forgot his name. I forgot it.
Okay.
But there's another guy out
I
here
think.
that's tied up.
Yeah,
with
well,
him.
One of them.
whoever you
Somebody.
are. Nice.
So I can
good
fact
job.
check it. I'll fact check. Because he deserves to have he deserves this.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Roughnecks get the lead back. They don't get the PAT at 17-14. We go into the fourth quarter. The defense is still holding strong. Brendan Silvers throws an interception. But wait,
Oh, you got bailed?
got bailed out by officiating.
Nice.
Which I think was a little bit of a makeup call for the horse collar that they picked up the flag on earlier in the game.
We take those. We take
I
those.
mean,
as a fan, I'll take those.
I saw like a close up picture of that horse collar, and that was. I have no idea how they don't call that.
I wrote that down. I was like, that is 100% a horse collar.
Yeah,
I mean, good play, I guess, but but
we get why that's a rule. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Roy Williams basically destroyed
Yeah,
Terrell Owens' leg.
yeah, exactly.
In what 2005 or whatever
Yeah.
that was.
yeah, shit on
Some
his
memories for you. That was basically his
Hard to
signature
watch.
tackle.
Yeah.
Hey, played in the Super Bowl though. So there you go.
Also, the quarterback that's tied his 4 touchdowns, tied with Brandon Silvers, is Jack Cohen, the San Antonio Brahmas.
Ah, yeah, that's former Notre Dame
Yeah.
legend Jack
Yeah.
Cohen.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. I remember
Yep.
Good to see Hein Ward out there coaching the Brahmas.
Dude, I love
pretty
seeing Hines
cool.
Ward
I
out
like
there.
that. I like that a lot. Because maybe Hines Ward wouldn't be able to get a coaching job in the NFL right away. Right now, like maybe he's
Yeah.
trying to, but maybe
Yeah.
like
course.
the XFL is like a minor
Yeah.
league system. Like just do your
Plus,
shit in XFL.
I think there's a
and
little
build
bit
your
less
resume.
stress
For
coaching
sure.
in XFL.
Oh,
sure, yeah.
absolutely.
Maybe he
But-
just kind of wants to have some fun and coach ball, but not do the whole shebang.
Yeah.
But after that, after getting bailed out by that interception, by the penalty for illegal contact, I think was the call.
Yeah.
Max Borghi gets on the board.
Big Max.
And dude, I just love watching him. He runs angry. I think I
he
tweeted
does.
that
He's fun
on
to
Sunday
watch.
night. He's one of those guys that just runs hard, runs
Yeah.
angry, fun to watch.
Yeah, super fun to watch. Big fan of him. Good to see him getting that touchdown.
Looks like, I mean, it's probably just because his number, but it looks like, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
With how
He's
he
also,
runs.
yeah.
No,
Probably
yeah.
just a number.
It is just the number. He's 22.
Yeah, no,
They're both Pac-12 guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Washington State and Stanford were
Yeah.
both red schools. So.
Exactly, yeah.
But
And he's white, so
yeah, I wasn't going to go there.
This guy always goes there.
But yeah, we go into that, and the defense for the Roughnecks just buckles down and shuts down the Renegades for the rest of the game.
yeah. They could get nothing done.
It was and that was our final score, 23-14.
Yep.
The Roughnecks win. The Roughnecks cover, more importantly, for the gamblers out
man.
there.
Hey man, if you hit the over on that game, good job for the Roughnecks. Good job, because they have a pretty solid offense, pretty solid coach, and I would always pretty much bet the over on the Roughnecks right now.
See, I would do the opposite because I think their defense is the best aspect of this team.
Yeah, we're sure, but
It's a little bit worse. Like if they go up against somebody else that has a good defense,
Yeah.
I think the offense can struggle at times.
Yeah,
There's
they
a couple
definitely
times in the
can.
game where I think Silvers likes to take some downfield shots,
Yeah.
he does.
and
And sometimes that accuracy is just not there. Right now.
the accuracy's not there. But it also just it opens it up for incompletions and interceptions,
Yeah.
which can slow down the momentum of the offense quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Brandon, credit. I mean, he's been playing some good ball.
No, yeah, I don't want to take anything away from
Yeah,
Brandon
he's,
Silvers.
no, yeah.
If
He's
you're
been
winning,
playing-
He's
winning.
very fun to watch.
He is. He is fun. And some of the quarterback play in the XFL is iffy at times. So it's nice to have a guy. I guess the Roughnecks just know how to do it, man.
They do. I mean, between Silvers and then between PJ Walker last year.
Man, they just know how to get a quarterback. And they know how to win, obviously, as we've mentioned. But
Yeah, so some key stats from the game. Obviously, you had the 5 sacks for Houston. The pass rush is going to be the main thing to watch going forward, I think.
Yeah.
Isaiah Likely, we'll see what happens with those 2 fumbles.
Yeah.
I mean, they subbed them out there at the end of the game. You kind of have to at that
Yeah,
point when
of
you fumble twice in a row.
Yeah.
2 interceptions for the Roughnecks.
Yeah, Adrian Harris and Sean Davis, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So defense getting takeaways, man, getting turnovers. It's awesome.
And
Well, it's that Wade, like you mentioned a minute ago. It's that Wade. I mean, Wade's such a legend, and
Yeah.
the old man's coming out on top in the Bob Stoops and Wade Phillips showdown there.
Yeah.
And the old man still got it. I love it.
So that's 3-3 on turnovers. Houston had the 3 fumbles that they lost, but had a strip sack that was recovered by Jack Heflin.
Yeah.
And then they had
Easy.
those 2 interceptions.
It's just effortless.
So you can't really afford to lose a turnover game. Both of Arlington's touchdowns come off turnovers.
Yeah.
So,
Imagine.
I mean,
So imagine if you don't, offense, just play some clean
Really
football
just
next time.
says
and
so much about the
you might
defense.
they would probably just dominate games if the offense can just keep a straight line with their momentum.
I think it's a great sign for the defense that Arlington needed some turnovers
They
just to
needed
stay in the
help.
game.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll go around the league here.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other games in the XFL.
Yeah.
Thursday night action, the St. Louis Battlehawks and the Seattle Sea Dragons.
Yep.
Danucci, McCarron. The Sea Dragons jump out to an early lead. AJ McCarron leads another stunning comeback.
So that's just that Alabama big game ability coming out of AJ McCarron, I believe.
exactly. Well,
He's just led another comeback.
It's a chest tattoo.
Well,
That chest tattoo and his beautiful wife. So
Where's Brent Musburger?
Yeah, the confidence is all there for him. So it's not. I'm
Yeah.
not surprised to
Well-
see this success in this clutch gene that he's having in his last 2 games.
I think we've all seen it, but the AJ McCarron interview after the game was really cool to watch, and he's getting emotional. I mean, he's getting emotional. He's asked about what it means to him because he's have his kids there, seeing him come back, and he just said, and he said he's enjoying playing.
Yeah.
AJ in The Rock even mentioned this. He posted about it, and he posted the video, and AJ has mentioned many times that he had offers from the NFL.
Yeah, he could make more money in the NFL
He
right
could
now.
be in the NFL collecting a paycheck as a solid backup in the league. He was the Texans' backup at one point in time. He's a solid guy to have on a roster in the NFL, but he just wanted to play ball, and you could see how much he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
And he's obviously a pretty damn good quarterback at times too. I mean, really, he can play, and We obviously see that with these comebacks.
Yeah. So next up is the DC Defenders and Las Vegas Vipers. So for me, this one is less about the game, more about the scenario kind of surrounding the game. If you didn't see it, Las Vegas is playing their home games on like a repurposed baseball stadium that is also now being repurposed into a soccer stadium.
Yeah, man.
But the grass was all completely dead.
God.
They spray painted it before kickoff.
Oh gosh.
Come on, give them a good field, man.
There's not another field.
I mean, to be fair, got to be hard to grow grass in Las Vegas.
Of course, it's difficult. For
I
sure.
mean, but you could probably find turf, right?
Probably exactly.
I don't know, like UNLV's old stadium, Sam Boyd. I don't know if that I guess it's probably been torn down at this stage. But that one of the kickers slipped at one point during the game. I mean, it was just not a great scene out there.
Give these guys fields, man. It's just also like you said, like it creates a hazard. It could cause injuries. You know, I don't want these guys who aren't getting paid a lot of money to be running around and slip on a bad piece of field.
And it also didn't help that it was raining out there, which just compounded all the issues.
Come on, man.
But I mean, you bring up a great point too. It's like I know they're going through some renovations. It's turning into a soccer stadium or what have you. But I know for a fact we could have got some turf on that field.
Yeah, no, and like if I don't know if they wanted to spend that money or something.
I think.
Well, and like that's not the XFL's calls, right? Like they're leasing these stadiums.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really the grounds crew.
Yeah,
And,
I guess they don't want turf on that field right now, or whatever.
yeah, I mean, I think with soccer, a lot of teams don't want turf fields.
That makes
I
sense.
think.
It's understandable, though.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of the injuries that we see in the NFL are caused by turf.
Yeah,
So
true.
Very true. Rather play.
It's a catch-22 in it.
Yeah.
Then the final game of the weekend, other than the Roughnecks game, which is the actual final game we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit. The Brahmas and the Guardians, San Antonio, Orlando.
Orlando.
So Orlando's bad. I
Yeah.
think
I think
we're
it's
like
safe
2
to
weeks
say.
in. They look pretty bad. They give a lot of.
They're the only ones that haven't had close losses.
Yeah.
Both of their losses have been pretty big.
Yeah.
San Antonio,
Roughnecks.
look a pretty stout team.
Yeah.
They,
I think they'll be someone
San
to
Antonio's
watch.
And the
nice.
championship game for the XFL will be played in San Antonio, so could be
They might have
a
if they
contender.
get there.
Could be a home field advantage.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
Yeah, they're fun to watch. I like the I like the Brahmas. I like even just their color scheme and their jerseys are cool. I like everything kind of about them.
And again, they're sticking with the tried and true industries of Texas, oil and beef.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
Brahma
There you go.
Bulls,
Brahma Bulls, baby.
and like we talked about a little bit earlier, seeing Hines Ward out there
Yeah.
is a huge positive.
That's great. I love having him mic'd up too. There was a moment where one of his players got hurt and they cut to the sideline and you hear him going up to him and like, you want me to kiss it, make it feel better, doing that thing. It's like also it's cool just like former players like that, who obviously someone like Hines Ward is
Players
a
coach.
legend.
Players
it's
coach.
fun to see them interacting with the players, knowing that he's been in their shoes before.
Well, Hines is also one of those guys that was legendary for his toughness.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
so- oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
He's going to be a little bit chippy.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
not gonna be. He literally said, "Get your ass out there now."
Speaking of hot mic moments, got a funny hot mic moment from the Orlando quarterback.
There was a bunch.
I mean, straight up, just it might have been an ESPN, I believe, that game.
Yeah.
Straight up, just said "fuck" on the hot mic, like
It happened
TV
a
for
couple
everything
times
here.
in the Roughnecks game.
Yeah, it's well, they're in the huddle and they're all talking Orlando, and they're down by a lot at that rate. And the quarterback goes, "Hey, shut the fuck up, y'all," and then like said that, and then they had to go, "We apologize for the hot mic moment."
Yeah.
I'm liking the hot mic moments.
I am too.
I'm liking them.
Well, I mean, we've all seen the studies that show that people that use more curse words are more intelligent.
Yeah,
so
I read that. I read that somewhere as well.
I think we've also
fuck,
you
shit.
agreed. Yeah, Garrett's trying to get his score out.
Yeah.
There. But, yeah, I mean, the hot mic moment. It's like the reviews for plays, right?
Yeah.
Like you're getting a behind the scenes
Exactly.
glimpse
It's gonna happen.
into what the game really is.
Yeah.
And the authenticity of it, you're going to have that language.
Exactly.
So,
And that's what I hope, I don't know. It's also just annoying to me. We're at a day and age where I think most people can hear the word fuck every now and then. I mean, that's just me. I know
Grow
maybe
up,
families.
right?
Yeah, these
Dude, it's a
families
word-
might
it's a-
have some
it's a-
kids and stuff,
It's
but
a 4-letter word, and you don't want you're letting a kid watch like
Very versatile,
grown men
too.
bash each
very.
other's heads in already.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what's a
Yeah, you let your kids watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
there was probably a kid.
Maybe not.
There was probably a kid watching Tua get knocked out and going, fencing in
Yeah,
the
right.
fencing position
Exactly.
or whatever.
You get the kids watching MMA.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, like
no.
guys with their faces split open from getting punched.
The kids
you know?
are Conor McGregor fans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can hear fuck every now and then.
Yeah, man, come
Just
on.
don't teach them to punch an old man in public.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's
what matters.
That would be bad. That would be a bad thing.
I think we're 2 for 2 on Conor McGregor references.
Yeah.
on the podcast. Yeah. Oh man, but all right, I'm gonna put you guys on the spot before we get out of here.
All right.
Right now, you have the East and the West divisions.
Yeah.
Who do you see winning each division?
Are the Roughnecks in the East?
The Roughnecks are in the West.
West. So
Or sorry, it's the North and South, not the
North
East and
and
West.
South. Oh, okay. So South. I'm going to say the Roughnecks are going to win the South, and
Yeah.
then
So the South is Houston, Arlington, San Antonio, and Orlando.
Yeah.
The North is DC, St. Louis, Seattle, and Vegas.
I like. Sorry, go ahead. I'm gonna cut
you
off.
know, in the South, I'm going to say the Roughnecks. I really do think we're the best team in down here, and
We're the team to beat right now.
And yeah, absolutely. And also, this might sound weird, but they just have too much talent to not. And I know they've kind of been fumbling a little bit. It's hard to bet against the Battlehawks right now, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think I think Seattle might be able to turn it around.
Yeah, so Seattle 0-2 right now. I do like
Yes.
that pick. They've been good. They've just been
Exactly.
giving away games late.
So if they can figure that out, I mean, Ben DiNucci's good. Josh Gordon's obviously a really talented
Yeah.
receiver. Like they have guys.
I am taking the Battlehawks. I'm taking AJ McCarron's Mickey Mantle gene,
Yeah.
his chest tattoo, and his beautiful wife, and Alabama alma mater, freaking Battlehawks and Roughnecks. We'll see.
So I think we're all in agreement on the Roughnecks in the South. I kind of like the DC Defenders in the North. They got kind of an interesting thing going on with Jordan Ta'amu and Derek King.
Yeah.
The
No, they
two
do.
quarterback, and then their defense is pretty solid up there in DC as well.
Tom was a fun quarterback to watch.
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah,
He's a lot like Silvers, and he's a gunslinger.
Yeah.
He can just
exactly.
go out there and throw the ball around.
Yeah.
DC and St. Louis, I think, is going to be a really good game.
Absolutely.
You have two 2-0 teams meeting. Houston and San Antonio, I think, is going to be the battle for.
it's gonna be
the South.
that is something to watch because San Antonio does look pretty good, man.
Do we know when the Roughnecks play the Brahmas?
Let me check the schedule here. Maybe. So that's next week.
Oh, really?
Man.
The Brahmas come to Houston next week while y'all are
in West Palm, Florida.
Yeah, in West Palm Beach.
That's
West Palm Beach.
that's tough. I wanted to see that one. I was hoping that would be later in the season.
All right, well, that's what you get for caring about baseball.
Exactly.
I care about baseball too much. Pitch clock.
Seeing all the, what has Houston done in baseball?
Exactly.
What?
Ain't nothing going
Houston,
on
a
here.
baseball city. Come on.
Yeah. I just don't believe in baseball anymore because I'm a Cubs fan.
I wouldn't either, man.
Sorry.
Since 2016, baseball hasn't existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
So, no, but it was a great game. I mean, obviously, we're looking forward to next week's matchup. Won't be in the studio next week, but we'll still have the podcast
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Going to be using the magic of the internet to get together.
Internet,
Absolutely.
baby. Don't
we
hate.
love.
Don't
Yeah.
hate on the internet.
Hey,
man.
we
It's
were
awesome.
talking about it earlier. The internet's awesome.
Crazy
The
that you're
internet's
even watching this right now
Yeah.
with the internet. You know, it's amazing.
great. Yeah.
I mean, we have the whole world and the power of
Exactly. Right
our
here.
phone.
The world
Right
is-
here.
Scarface, the world is yours right here. On your phone, dude.
But as always, we appreciate you joining us here on Roughnecks Rundown. If you get a second, make sure to like and subscribe and
Please.
share.
Please do.
Do all that. I think on YouTube they say ding, ding, done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit you with one of those.
Ding, done.
Ding, ding, done.
Turn on that bell, boy.
Come on.
Hit the bell
Yeah.
or you'll go to hell.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Don't
listening
make
to
it-
Roughnecks Rundown.
Watch Roughnecks.